begins tomorrow. For the first time in history, Israel is hosting a full-distance Ironman event titled the Middle Eastern Championship. It starts November 25th, as I mentioned, here in Tiberias. That's on the shores of the Sea of Galilee, with the organizers inviting participants to, quote, race in an area with historic and religious significance set against the breathtaking landscape of northern Israel, close quote. Now, for the uninitiated, the Ironman is an especially long triathlon consisting of a 2.4-mile swim, 112-mile bicycle ride, and a marathon run on top of it, completed in that order. Totals about 140.6 miles. Aptly named. But we're joined now by Elizabeth Modell, the world record holder, for the most Ironman races completed by a woman, and John Wragg, world record holder, most Ironman races completed by a man. So thank you both for joining. It's an honor to have you. I'm not sure where to begin with you two. There's great stories all around here, but let's keep the records on the side for a moment here. First, on your relationship. I understand you met at an Ironman competition.
We met in Phoenix, Arizona, at the finish line of Ironman Arizona in 2006. That's my
hometown, I'll have to interject, but yes, great, good to hear.
And 2006, and we met in the mess tent after, having pizza. So I got Elizabeth's number and where she lived, and I live in Toronto. Elizabeth lives in Vancouver, which is about 5,000 miles apart.
Yeah.
So I called her up, and she invited me to go to Vancouver. And our first date was running the Vancouver Marathon in the rain.
That's great. Okay.
That was the start of our relationship.
No surprise there, I guess, based on what the little I know of you two here. But just, on these records that you're holding, just how many Ironman, or for that matter, maybe it should be renamed Ironwoman competitions, have you completed? What's it take to get that record?
I think it's just a case of the travel for us at this stage of the game. John has been in the sport for a really long time, almost 40 years. I've been in the sport this is my 18th year.
Wow.
And for us, it's just getting the job done, keeping fit, the travel, meeting some wonderful friends that we've established throughout the world. And then, of course, seeing the country that we go to. We have tours lined up of Israel afterwards. New destinations, new journeys, gives new experiences and a broader understanding of life, people, and the world.
I understand it's your first time in Israel, yeah. So tell me about that. How does this location stack up against others you've competed in? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, it is for me. John has been here before, back in the late 70s, early 80s.
I was here in the late 70s, early 80s, and toured Israel. That was before I started Ironman. And then it was a group tour. We went across the Sinai to Egypt, and we toured Egypt. That was about a month-long tour, but that was at least 30 years ago. Yeah.
And for me, as soon as I saw this was an iron distance triathlon, and it came up on the Ironman website, we usually go to Cozumel at this time of year as Canadians. We like to get some sunshine and vitamin D and some warmth. And it's like, we've already had snow at home. Most of our training has been inside. And so having said that, I said, John, let's just go. Let's go for a couple weeks and do the race and tour afterwards, because I've never been here before. So I'm just amazed at the country. We bought some guidebooks and some library books to read about the country, the culture, the history, the food, the agriculture, everything, because that's important to us to really get to know the country that we're visiting.
Yeah, we have, after the race, we've tours lined up of Jerusalem, Bethlehem. We're going up to Masada, and we're going to go for a swim in the Dead Sea. So that's post-race.
Yeah, it all sounds great. I'd love to hear that, how you're embracing the local, the location where you are, the local scene and everything else around Israel. So welcome to the country. On the Ironman, and I just want to get your thoughts on this. For any, young people viewing this that are maybe getting into this for the first time, what's your advice? Is it more of a mental or a physical game? What's it take to be an Ironman?
Ironman is not about who is the fittest or the fastest. It's about who is the toughest mentally. I think most people are capable physically to do this race. But it becomes a mental battle because we're allowed 17 hours to cross the finish line. After a 2-lap swim, it's a 2-lap bike, and it's a 4-lap run. By the time you get to the 3rd and 4th lap on the run, it becomes very, very much a tough go. You just try to keep moving and put one foot in front of the other. So, it's a challenge, but I believe it's more a mental challenge than a physical challenge.
Absolutely. Well, it makes sense, and of course, a pleasure to have you with us on the program here. World record holders as you are, this among the most extreme mental challenges I'd argue in the world here, the Ironman triathlon. Thanks for joining us. Good luck in the competition, and enjoy Israel.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.